what specific evidence-based risks justify urgent federal intervention of the kind that you've suggested? And how do we avoid a situation where the policies that are made are driven by fear instead of what the actual situation on the ground is, based on perhaps the examples or the evidence that you'd be able to share with us?
Sure. So far, we're seeing a bunch of early warning signs, everything from, chatbots talking teenagers into suicide, or whether it be job impacts among the youth, or scams and record levels of scams and AI-powered cyber attacks. These are in themselves they are important, they need to be dealt with, but they're not in themselves a justification for whole of government action. However, why they matter is where they're headed. Right now, we have teenager AI, very simple systems, or relatively simple systems, I should say. What all the leading AI labs are actively building, but if you go to their website, they're saying we are building smarter than human AI systems. According to their CEOs, according to a lot of experts, including the engineers who left these organizations as whistleblowers because they don't trust them, also say yes, 2 to 5 years on smarter than human AI is possible. And so the reason why governments need to act currently and be proactive is really the fact that we may not have much time to prepare for the much bigger risks to come. And given that it will require global solutions, and global solutions take forever to put in place, even if we have 20 years, we're in a race against time. On the point of hope and fear, I fully agree. We can't, I'm doing what I'm doing because I believe there are still solutions and because I think there are positive ways forward. But we can't let fear paralyze us, and we can't, let tell ourselves that AI is no good at all, because there are a lot of really good applications of AI, healthcare, energy, all that kind of stuff. So there's I think it's very important to be clear-minded, neither enthusiastic nor pessimistic about AI. Just be very clear-eyed about what's coming and how we can prepare.
Is there more than one? Strategy that needs to be employed when we look at some of the real effects that we're seeing from the use of this new gen or teenage generation of AI, and one of the most real effects, some of the most real effects that we've seen, of course, are news reports about language models counseling people to die by suicide, to take their own lives, vulnerable people. We've seen also a rise in the creation of child sexually exploitive material and deep fakes using children, and that is the worst kind of deep fake, but it's not the only kind. It's happening to public figures and also to anyone who has a picture online, and really to anyone whose likeness can be described to a language model. So these are some of the real world consequences that we're seeing today. Those go along with, you referenced, the effects on the job market for youth, for entry-level jobs. What's the answer, or is it a series of measures that need to be taken? Is this a question where, when we talk about deepfakes, where individuals we need to update criminal law so that individuals are held personally responsible for their actions in the creation of this unacceptable material that is not intended to be covered by free speech laws or freedom of expression, and goes well beyond that? It's victimizing individuals. Is it instead that we need to pass laws where it's incumbent on the tech companies to ensure the safeguards are in place, or is it both?
Yes, both. I do think improvements to the criminal code to be able to deal specifically with deepfakes would help. I would also say, and what witnesses before me have said before, current laws could go a lot further than they currently are in terms of protecting Canadians. If we gave more resources to the current regulators to be able to apply them in the context of AI, that could go a lot. It'd be a much faster way and possibly more effective way of getting protections in place. In terms of the responsibilities for technologists, I do think it's very hard to stop a teenager in their basement in Russia from creating a deepfake of somebody. However, you can tell Google that if you want to do operation in Canada, you have to take down deepfakes within a certain amount of time, so that the image itself is created, it doesn't get spread, and it doesn't harm people's reputations. So I do think yes. So yes, strongly to both.
Right. I would just say in the last 10 seconds that with all of the potential risks and how catastrophic they can be, we might first have to address these very real and serious challenges like the ones that we just talked about. Thanks very much.